Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I am going to be planting California Buckeye seeds. The Buckeyes have the largest seeds of any deciduous tree on the planet, and California has a lot of records that it has set. We were the first to start advocating for LGBTQ rights, but we also have every single biome except tropical rainforest. We have glaciers, we have tundra, boreal-like climate, we have taiga-ish climate, we have conifer forests, deciduous forests, savannas, deserts, rainforests. We grow all sorts of plants. There's ficus trees. I've seen banyan trees in Oakland. There's at least one. There are two. Actually, there's the Oakland Zoo. I've seen a rubber ficus growing there, but we get all kinds of weather, and yeah, but it's a very diverse state. So I'm gonna plant these. I have 6 in each pocket. I have 6 here around, and well, I might have a bit more over here, but they're really large. And then I have my shovel here. It's because I'm going to be planting them in this area. I do not want this place to be just a barren patch. All we have is manzanita. These manzanita have miraculously survived, as well as the Japanese quince, and the French broom. But there's also a bunch of sunflower seedlings coming up, which is nice. They should get a bit more shade. Here are the sunflower seedlings. There's quite a few. They're actually sprouting all over the city. I don't know where they come from, but they're popping up everywhere. All these sunflower seedlings. There are lots coming up, like near the creek, along the street that I live on. Yeah, but wherever it's coming from, I am very happy because, of course, the sunflowers and all of the horticulture variations that come with them, they are all from one species of aster called Helianthus annuus. It is an annual sunflower, and it is native to the Midwest of the United States. They grow up to 3 meters tall. So I'm going to plant these in a variety of places because I want to see where it works best. Over there, we have our van that provides a lot of shade, and that's why there's moss growing over there. So maybe maybe I could plant. There's a dome over there where all the bulbs come out of. Over there, there's this mound there's so many bulbs and daffodils, irises, and yeah, they all come over there. But I think a buckeye would go over there and really nicely. But also everywhere else, I want to plant one there. I don't want to plant it too close to the building. And now it's raining. Ish. But I want to plant one here. Maybe in here as well. And somewhere here. Just in this area. But I'm gonna lay them all out. And then some of them have cracks in them, so I'll just decide which ones are best and which ones are not. I have way more than 6 in each pocket. I think I have like 24. And some of them I all caught these from like college, from one tree. These are all from one tree. There's a very healthy buckeye at my college, and Yeah, okay, so that's, how much is in there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I think I have 16. Because that's roughly how much I could fit in the other pocket. And yeah, so these are like the largest seeds that you can find in a temperate tree. I think it may not, I actually, of like any, the California Buckeye has like the biggest seeds of any temperate tree, not just deciduous. So I think I was underestimating how crazy they are. So that is all seeds. I want to count them all. I think it's just 16, so I was correct. So I'm gonna plant one here, and I'm gonna plant one. Well, there's like a bunch. That's where all the shit goes. So I'm gonna put one just a bit beyond that. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna put one there. Okay, I want to put one here. And there. I'm just maybe in the bushes. Oh yes, I do think the manzanita is gonna protect these seedlings, so maybe that's another way I could prolong their survival, is by putting them in the bushes. But I have so many. I'm gonna put one there. All of the stuff you see here is pretty much non-native, aside from, and by non-native, by far none of this is native to California. And most of it is not native to North America, but these are, and these are they're gonna add some shade so that if I want to start expanding my area of restoration, which goes like that, then yeah, I will do that. Most likely it would be a field of Erigeron canadensis of this plant, because that is native to North America and it grows like a weed. So it will probably outcompete the non-native stuff here. So that's why I planted it there. It actually it sprouted on its own. So this one, I want to plant it here. And I still have 5 more. So I think I'm gonna try some near the house. This is actually our garage. So there, I could get the husks off. They don't need the husks. And I think I'll put that there. Okay. These are literally they're like organic baseballs. I want to plant one here, because it's protected by this piece of metal. I could leave them just resting on the soil, but I don't think they'll be as protected. So I'll probably just bury them in the soil a little bit. I hope the sunflowers don't get eaten by snails and deer, because those are the main animals that eat the sunflower seedlings. And I'll put them there. I could step on them to push them into the soil. It's very soft. I don't think it's very smart if I want to prevent them from breaking. Because how is a squirrel gonna get to it? I mean, unless it breaks its claws into here, it's gonna slip out of its grasp. So I don't know. I'm just gonna push it into the soil. This one hasn't opened yet, but it is ripe. Oh, hold on. Okay, now. They're huge. They're very huge seeds. So I don't want to plant it into the shit, but I do want to I want to plant it like on the shady side, but there's also shit over there, so I want to plant it here. Or no, I'll push it right here. It's very soft. Okay. These seeds can sometimes sprout in early December. I mean, late December. Because one, we don't have much of a winter, and two, is because they're very early trees. Oh. So I guess this was like a crack in the soil. I don't want to step on it too hard, because they can be fragile. I'm not focused on how they are like arranged or like their position, because they'll sprout a root and they'll sprout towards the soil. This one is cracked, but I can still see the embryo is intact. I'm gonna plant this over here because it's very soft. I will not be able to water these ones that are farther away, but I'm just seeing how drought tolerant they are. I think they do need some cover in order to grow in the open, but they're one of the most drought tolerant. They're probably the most drought tolerant tree in North America. So I don't know where I'm going to plant these. I could plant them a bit in a denser area. I want to plant them here too. I'm going to put one there. It's nice and soft. I think this is where I collected one of my soil samples during my horticulture class. I don't know. That went in very, very nice. So yeah. I want to plant one here, but I'll just roll this one. And just keep it under the leaves. Okay. Hopefully I didn't break it. Okay, so this one's definitely going to sprout in there because it's protected from animals, if there are any animals that will get it. But it also is, there's a little bit more moisture under the bushes. Now I planted one in here. I just want to, I put it in a little bit more. Yeah. A bit, okay. Really far in there. Oh! Oh my god, it's sprouting already. Oh, that is so good to see. But I won't pressure it to open a little more. But that's fun. So the root is going like that. So I will point it down. Okay, that is good to hear. Good to see. I want to plant one here too. Okay, so that seed, the other seed, its root, okay, this is where it is. There's the root is going here. And it goes down, it comes out of this area here. So it comes out of this area. So if I plant it like that, the root should go straight down. Because it usually starts to burst out of the seed like on the side, so maybe I'll put it sideways. Yeah. Look at there. Now this is a very nice open area. And there's a hole over there I could fit it in. I could actually see the seed, well, the root, the vein. Well, it has a little bump where it is. You can see the print of it. So I'll just stick that in like that. And then, you know, maybe in late January at least, I should start to see these big fleshy sprouts coming up. I'm gonna put this one deeper into this manzanita. I don't know what kind of manzanita this is. But yeah, I think it's Erva Usi. It might be the kind that grows up in the mountains and crawls along the ground, but I don't know. I am very excited to see what seeds grow in this area because I planted so much over this year. And if I was able to make an episode on a TV show every year, I would name this episode Seeds. I'm just gonna stomp this into the ground. It goes in quite well. But I don't need any more Buckeye bonsai because I already have a very healthy one. And I don't plan to repot it because I just want it to grow very strongly. Yeah. I don't know what to do with the other ones. I think I just plant them. So I'll plant them in another area really close. I'll plant them there. Oh yes, that was nice. That one went down very deeply. Okay, this one. I know this area, the corner. I'm gonna plant another one under this one because this is a large bush of manzanita, and I want to plant it in this a little bit drier area that's less. It's outside of the range of the hose. So I tried to put it. It was a newt. It was a centipede. Newts are, I think they're aquatic, so they would not grow here. And they would not live here. So there, that's protected. I'll get the shovel, and then I will continue with the video because there is more I want to do. There's another sunflower seedling. They're just sprouting all over the place. It's not just in my yard. They're sprouting out of the street as well. I planted some native Aurelia seeds in here, like where it's wet. But I don't know when they sprout. But they surely don't sprout. I mean, they start sprouting in the wild, like in probably late February. So that's, yeah. And okay, so I got all the Buckeyes planted. Now I want to move all my succulents under this because I have a plank that I have for them to be on, so that the table, if I water them when they get too dry, that it won't get onto the table. So yeah, I will put all my succulents on this slab. I have not shown you updates on my trees, but here's one of my jades, and it looks like a tree. It looks like a tree. It just had 2 branches last year, and now they have sprouted a whole bunch more. The other one, it also looks like a tree, but it has way more. It has a much better branch structure. I think I like this one, and I think I'm going to keep it as well. But I don't like the way that this one has forked into 2. When it's dark and it's cold, and you have nowhere to put them inside. You gotta put them in a drier area. Because most of the succulents that I have, they don't like their winters wet. They don't like it when because winter is when they're the least happiest. Because it's cold, so they want it to be dry. It's when they're not growing, so they're not able to suck up the moisture, and they can't grow during the winter. Because this succulent is not growing. The leaves may be small in the middle, but they're not lighter in color. They have completely darkened. But in spring, they'll start sprouting a new, more lighter leaves. Maybe they are growing, but they're very slowly, so they're not growing fast enough to recover if they're pruned hard. So if you prune a succulent during the winter and it is wet and it is cold, and it's not going to recover, it's going to rot. So if you do that, you gotta do it in summer, when the succulent is at its peak happiness, and when it's doing its best and is most easily able to recover. I don't think I've tried repotting succulents in the winter, but I made sure I knew how to do it first before I started. This tray is falling apart. It's just breaking off. And I will be repotting my Haworthias again this summer, because they're in a small container. But this is the only this is the only type of Haworthia I can actually bonsai, because this actually grows taller. This one just grows a rosette. But this one actually, you can see I pruned it earlier and it is growing branches and pups. So, but this is related to aloes. So I do not want to bump them off, because all they want to do is fall off and root. I'm gonna keep the jades, because they're very top heavy. I'm gonna keep them in the middle. I don't want them falling over. And here, at this jade, it was struggling for like a year, gradually declining in health. And I guess after fertilizing it and watering it like almost every day during summer, it was doing very well. So that's nice, but I don't need it. Eventually I'll give it away. Cactus I'll keep. If there's any succulent I'm going to keep, it's definitely this one. And I'm going to see how long this lives, because I really like this. The succulent that this came from is this is a cutting. It's very heavy. I did not expect it to be heavy, but I guess the soil is made out of crushed rock, and there's a lot of water in the succulent, but there's also a lot of succulents that I'm kind of growing. It's like a nursing pot, but also there's a lot of water in the pot. And here it can drain, and it will not ruin the table, which is actually recently furnished and sanded. So I don't want it to get ruined like it did last year, which was before we furnished it. Have you noticed my Scandinavian accent? I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know why what has caused me, what has inspired me to talk like this. I don't know. I just love Scandinavia. Maybe that's why. It seems a bit cold, but not like in a sinister way. But it is also I noticed before I talk in different accents sometimes, so I was like, well, I love Germany, I love Iceland, and I love Europe. So I was I'm going to, I don't know. I just like it. And I mean, I was kind of doing it subconsciously before, and then someone from Scandinavia said to me that she notices I have a slight accent, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been subtly subconsciously talking in a Scandinavian accent. Like, I love to pronounce my T's. I love pronouncing my T's instead of just making them sound like D's. Also, this is native. This is a native succulent. So I think. Well, I will put it under here. I'll put it with the rest, and if it is struggling, if it is too dry and it starts to wilt, then I'll put it outside, because you know how California is. It gets rain during the winter. But also, I've been crushing, like, I put this pot on top of all of the mullein seedlings, the verbascum, the verbascum thapsus seedlings, which is it's an invasive, believe it or not, whether it's medicinal. I mean, even if it is medicinal, I don't care, because I don't need it. I do not have cancer, and I don't have any friends who have cancer. Or, I mean, maybe it'll help my mom, but I don't. She has solutions that are working for her, and that's fine. But not the mullein. I know it is like the holy water of plants and herbs, but that's not what I use it for. I thought it looked pretty. I don't remember collecting the seeds. When I went to Yosemite in 2023, not last year, and because the seeds are like dust, so of course they must have fallen off my clothes and sprouted here like 2 years ago. No, actually they sprouted this year, so I don't know where they came from. I do know that last year in 2024 I had all of my trees over here in this corner, my benches, and then I had a bench over there. So I had a lot of plants over here, but I don't remember having mullein. Oh, maybe. I think one year I had, like, sitting right here, it was like a bowl of seeds from Yosemite. So maybe one of them was mullein. Verbascum thapsus Plantaginaceae. These are the ice plants. You cannot burn these because they are succulents. They are water. But this is the one I'm going to dig up. I don't need any more ice plants, and I don't know why the gardeners have not picked this up. But these are gonna root in here if they don't get picked up and kind of desiccated. They need to be desiccated, and they need to be left out in the sun for the whole summer. There cannot be anywhere they can root. So I don't know. I keep stirring them up because they're gonna root. They're gonna try rooting in here. But that's the one I'm gonna dig up because it almost has wood in it. It's very woody and tough. So I might bring that to college when I go away up north. And now I don't know if I need. I don't know how much. I can't pick this up on my own, so I'll have to. Okay, I think I killed the mullein. No, I didn't. No. Oh shit. You know what I hate the most? Is crushing snails. And I hate crushing snails. It's so gross. It really creeps me out. I'm good. I got the shovel. And I'll focus on rearranging them a little bit later when I'm not on camera. But I don't know. I'm not going to show you the snails, but they're after moving this big pot. I set it down and there was a crunch. So that's all I'm going to show you. But not for this video. I'm just all going to show you about the succulents. But there's more. I have updates and I have new things. I just have to wave at this light because it's motion activated. But here are my plants. I have not shown you them in a while. And it's very dark. And actually, I think I might turn on flash. Okay. I've got the flash on. So, the fall colors are happening a little bit later. Because I'm probably under the trees and not out in the open like that. Because that was more exposed. I don't think it's because of the weather. Because we've actually had a colder autumn. And I don't think that yeah. But you can see my Chinese mustache right here. It has not peaked yet. And last year it peaked like several days before today. But I have my Eurabia radulina. I have this ornamental aster that keeps falling over because that's what it likes to do. Okay. Okay. So it's now hooking itself onto here. Hopefully it stays. I don't think it will. Okay. So the native ash has gotten such a case of some kind of pathogen that it has just decided to go into fall colors, and the leaves are actually getting weak and it might fall off soon. But overall, it looks like it's getting fall colors. But next year, I'm going to spray it with soap and water to prevent it from further sickening. I rescued a rose from when we were doing trench work near the gate in June, and I pulled out almost all of the roots. Almost all the roots broke. There's not much roots left, and yet I've fertilized it, babied it during the summer, and it's very nice. But it's not getting any fall colors because I don't know. There's no tap water on the leaves. This is all rainwater. I don't know. Maybe it's because I fertilized it. But also, I have my snake plant, and here's my snake plant. I don't know when I got it. It used to be a house plant, I think, or maybe I got it for my birthday or something one year. But it's been sprouting a bunch of clones, and that these have rooted into the ground, and you would not think that they would be able to grow in this climate. We get frost. We can get hard frost, but they're actually very hardy. So that's growing, and that's not going anywhere. I could actually cut this off, and it'll be fine. I could cut this one off as well, and when this touches the soil, which won't be very long, I'll also cut that one off. But there's also this one that's like really close to being in the soil. That'd be fun. Cause I'm like, this is a house plant. This is a plant that can survive in the house without much temperature change. So I'm very curious, and I'm gonna just let it take over. If it is becoming invasive, then I will compost. I'll pull it out and compost it, but I'll keep this. Maybe I need to repot it. Maybe that's why it's doing this, because it needs to get to. It does not have enough room to grow in here, There's also a sedge in here, and there used to be a succulent. I don't think it's doing very well anymore. I didn't care about it because I have many more backups. But here is my plum forest, and there was a... What was this? It was in the Campanulaceae family. It still has some flowers. They're in full bloom, but it's almost done. But earlier this month, and around Halloween time, it was in peak fall colors. But it's almost bare. Unlike last year, I don't know why it's defoliating so early. It's strange. I don't know. Because last year, it's got its peak fall colors, and it looks like it had defoliated half of its leaves a month before it normally does in late November. So I don't know, but I also don't plan to keep this a forest anymore, because I recently learned that it is invasive. But there are the same plum growing in Oregon, and I have a whole bunch more over here, so I'm not worried. This is the one I'm planning on keeping. All the other ones I don't need to keep. I might keep the Bradford pear as well. Here's my catalpa. This is I think because it's a bit fragrant. It smells a bit slightly minty, so I think it might be in the mint order, but it's not in the mint family. It's in Bignoniaceae. But now it's starting to rain. You can see the hills. The hills are getting gray, and but I will keep filming. There's my alder, and I can hear it, the rain. So the alder is doing nice. It is starting to get fall colors because there are some leaves starting to come off easily, but I'm trying not to knock them off because I want to see if it even changes color at all. There's a mimosa that sprouted in here. There's also a snapdragon that sprouted in here as well. This shoot looks very healthy, and I think it's gonna flower later this month. The Phacelia, the seeds are ripe on the Phacelia. They are coming off now. This one, they're just chunks of little seed head coming off. So that's ripe. There's lots of basil seeds. We have lots of those. Hopefully they germinate again. The hemlock, that poison hemlock, it's doing very well. The snails love it, but also the leaves, they die off very easily. I have the avocado. I don't know if I'll keep it, but I also have daisies sprouting up all over the place. The Phacelia also has stinging atoll-like hairs, but they're not as bad. My dogwood is growing. The dogwood is growing, and unlike last year, the twigs should have been pink right now, and maybe the leaves should have been starting to get fall colors, but it defoliated when I was gone in Colorado because it was not getting watered, pretty much. I transplanted some of the Virginia creeper vine seedlings that were by where the succulents were. Here's a native honeysuckle. This is Lonicera hispidula. There's the hawthorn, there's the box elder maple, there's my sycamores. I actually plan to get rid of them because we have a native sycamore, as I've said. And I have many, many, many seeds from those sycamores. So I'm very excited to grow those seedlings. My golden rain trees have completely defoliated. They are later. My Lonicera involucrata, this twinberry honeysuckle, is doing very well. It's stopped growing, and the Buckeye, after I pruned it, it started growing again, but I don't know how much longer these leaves are gonna last, because it's getting pretty late for it. The Hinoki cypress is doing very well. The oaks, the valley oaks are not getting fall colors yet, despite the parent trees are getting fall colors. And they're like almost bare, some of them. There's one over here that's almost bare. Now I missed the poison oak. I didn't show you the poison oak fall colors. I was working on school, and also nothing else was getting fall colors because these are the earliest ones to get fall colors. But okay, and this non-native honeysuckle here. This is the Japanese honeysuckle. And my big leaf maple it got attacked by white mildew, and so it's not looking great at all. So I don't know when those leaves are gonna fall off, but last year they would have fallen off they would have fallen off in like February or March if I did not prune it in its first year. But now, I don't know. The big leaf maples are getting fall colors right now, like in the wild. So I don't know why I'm just gonna treat this like a semi-evergreen and just let it be. I'm not gonna repot it until it grows way more than it has this year. My red oaks, these are the pin oaks, and they're starting to get fall colors now. Last year these peaked on the 20th. I think these are gonna peak on like maybe the last day of November. It's unfortunate I don't have a Thanksgiving break for college, but however I do have like a month and a half of winter break. So I guess that's really the reason why. But the fall colors are just starting. These are the ones I'm going to discard because this seedling did not grow at all this year. It did not grow at all. It just grows less and less. This is how much it grew this year. It is horrible. So I'm not going to repot this one either because it just keeps getting weaker, and I've noticed the pattern. So I'm just going to let it grow. I'm going to build up a lot of roots in there, and then I'm going to repot it because I want huge extensions, and I'm going to fertilize this one very well. The Dracena, I will bring it inside when we start getting frost. Before we get frost, and I'll keep it inside during the cold nights. We're going below 50, but that's fine. I just won't keep it outside if it goes below 40. The willows are still growing, and towards fall, the growth tips. The new growth becomes red, and I think that's because it's protecting a new growth from the cold. I have my other willows here. I'm trying to make it get earlier fall colors by kind of defoliating the newer shoots. It's just an experiment. But I also have my poplars. All my poplars. My cottonwood is getting attacked by rust, and I don't know why. It's not had any issues in growing in a pool of water, but the dawn redwood is doing well. It might have just started getting fall colors, and then the gray pines are actually, they're looking a lot better, and they're starting to form branches too. This one I have high hopes for, and it smells like lemons. It's like when I defoliate the needles, it smells like lemons. Oh my god, it's so good. But I have my white poplars here, and this is the most fall colors they get, and then they fall off. But they have, I love this. The contrast. Dark green leaves in summer, and then the white underside. So these are all the leaves that remain. These got very early fall colors. I thought these were gonna defoliate in like December. There's another willow here. Yeah, and oh, the puberurum, the Helenium puberurum, is in full bloom, and it will probably be flowering until mid-December. So, I don't know, but I love it. And I'm gonna plant the seeds over here. Remember I transplanted a bunch of the rosettes and I planted them here. So they're still alive. They're doing very well here. And there's still other smaller ones elsewhere. But I've continued planting things here. I've planted some willow herb and a fern that was just laying around near the gorge. My pot of wheat is... I'm gonna get rid of all the non-native ones. I'm gonna get rid of all the invasive ones because, you know, if I keep them, they're gonna keep invading. Over here, I have all my accent plants. Well, I don't think these are accent plants. These are just extra plants. I have this member of the mint family. It kind of smells like marijuana, but when you smell it, the smell gets very strong. It smells more like some stinky sage. But the catnip smells very nice, and it's getting really good fall colors. It's so much better. Oh, the mix of the two smells kind of smells like chlorinated pool water. There's this, I think this is lemon balm. I don't know. It doesn't really smell like much, but there's these are the naked lady flowers. They sprout a rosette of leaves in the spring and winter. And they die back to the bulb, and then they sprout out a huge stalk in pink flowers. They're like that big. They're very lovely, but they're native to South Africa. Good thing they're not invasive. This grass, I don't know. I think I got this in Yosemite, the seeds. But I think this is also native to South Africa. I don't know. I brought up my tundra because there's no reason to keep it down there. If there's no tree in there. Also, the tree that this is for is defoliated, but hopefully it didn't die. I also have my Yosemite dogwoods and my bottle tree. This is my bottle tree. A Brachychiton acerifolia. It's a flame tree, and the Yosemite dogwoods are right here. They're getting nice fall colors, but that's because I repotted them late. I mean, yeah, out of season. But they're alive, and they're very green, the twigs. So when these defoliate, they're gonna look like weird green sticks. It's gonna be nice. And the pincushion flowers are blooming. It's not giving up yet, but one of the main stalks is getting fall colors. So it's only a matter of time before the rest of it gets fall colors. And there's one that's fell over. The poppies are taking it over. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay, there's a flower. That's nice. But yeah, it's native to Europe, and it could be invasive. So if it is invasive, I'm going to get rid of it. Also, there's a bunch of squash seedlings. Or cucumber seedlings. They're sprouting all over this area. I don't know where they came from, how they got here. Oh, it's because we gave our dog Beja. Well, I think we've given a few times our dog a cucumber or a squash, and she chews on them. Like if it's getting bad, we just give it to her, and she's fine. But maybe she just spread the seeds around. She let it rot somewhere, and then the seeds got dispersed. Because there's a squash seedling right here. And that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna water that one and make sure that it's gonna grow all over the place over here. If it doesn't get eaten by something. And next year I'm gonna pot this one up. A toyon. It's a native chaparral plant. I'm gonna get rid of the pincushion flowers, because I don't need them everywhere. The willow herb is going to come up again, but these are the old stalks. They've completely died. And I have a spirea. I have a meadowsweet. A spirea. I don't know what kind of spirea this is. I got these seeds from the blackberry in Yosemite, and they're getting fall colors now. It's really nice. The fall colors started in October, but also I have a locust. It's on its last leaf. But a new seedling sprouted over a year from when I potted it, all the seeds, and it is sprouting. I don't know how big it's gonna get this year, but it's certainly acting like a tropical plant by sprouting in the middle of November. There's also more albizia seedlings sprouting over here. And you can see the legume-like leaves. It toppled over here. Oh, that's a legume. The tree. There's also daffodils. All these things are daffodils. These weird grass-like things, but they're not. They're bulbs. The oregano is coming back, but I'm pinching out the new growth a little bit so that it gives more energy. So these keep flowering and producing seeds. My white poplar is here, and I think it's just starting to get fall colors. Yeah, it's just starting. Yeah, that's fun. And I'm gonna get rid of the mullein. There's a bunch of mullein rosettes that I have to kill before they start invading. I don't know when my Zamiococcus zamifolia is going to start flowering. May not flower, but I know they're in the Araceae family, so they'll have that weird cupped flower that looks like that, with just a little thing coming out of the middle. However, the last thing I want to show you is a bunch of new pots. There is an abandoned wreck of a house near here that it has been abandoned for. It got abandoned like before 2000, and it's just been left to disintegrate, and it's completely overgrown. But all I know is that it's a wreck, and there's a ton of pots. There's pots everywhere, and they're all intact. And out of that, there's actually quite a few bonsai pots. And so I decided to get a few of them, because who else? What are they gonna do? They're gonna toss these, and they're gonna break. If there's gonna be a sale, it's gonna happen in like at least a decade. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna wait to get these. So I'm just deciding to get them now. But I started with the small ones. I put them in my pocket and I brought them home. And there's some nice ones. Okay. This one's really nice. I'll have to wash this one up, but it looks like it's just brown, and it has some very, very pretty patterns. So I don't know what would look. Okay, so here. I don't know what would look best in this one, but I think something that gets kind of reddish. So maybe a cotoneaster. A cotoneaster would look nice in here. But I don't know. I'll see. I didn't get any big ones yet, but there are some big ones over there. This one has nice crackled glaze. None of them have cracks in them. Like, none of them have damaged cracks. And they sound nice. This one might hold a lot more water, so I think a tree that would, because there's also these like divots in them, so they're gonna hold lots of water. So if I gotta plant something here, it's gonna be like riparian. So maybe a poplar. If I want to keep one small, I don't know. I have this one, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. This one is, it's like a light blue. It has some brown edges, so it looks nice. I think. I don't know what will go in there, but there were so many blue pots, and I already have a lot of blue pots. This one, I don't know what would look good in it, but it is nice. Then there's this one. This is dark blue. It's just plain dark blue. There's not much texture to it. I'll have to clean all of these. Oh, there is some texture to it. It's really nice, actually. This is a lot better than I thought. It's like a gradient. So I don't know what would go in there, but it's really nice. Something that gets contrasting fall colors or something. Such as you know what would look good? It's one of my maybe a catalpa or a dogwood. It'd grow well in that, but catalpa is it grows huge, so I'll have to see. But that's all of the new pots. They're very nice. They're very cute, and there's many more to come. Here, among the watch poplars,